And people hear that and they say, well, of course he is. He plays. But not everybody appreciates the history or follows, league trends and the stories and everything that's pertinent. Have you been really, the Durant sweepstakes, D-Wade leaving the Miami Heat? Do you really pay attention? I think you do, but I don't know for sure. Are you a big fan of the off-the-court stuff and the discussions that take up so much time these days? It's really become very big.
Yeah, I love it. I'm very very passionate about the game, both on and off the court, and the summertime is a lot of fun. For fans of the game, you get to understand, players and their decisions and where they decide to go, and the dynamics of different teams and how they change just over a few weeks in the summertime. So it's fun. It definitely is a very interesting summer so far. A lot of moves have been made, and I'm sure there'll be more to come.
We're talking to Mike Conley, point guard for the Grizz. He's staying there, and he's with us here on Tiki and Tierney.
Yeah, you talk
Sports
about
Radio.
those moves, Mike. A lot of guys left. KD left. Dwayne Wade left. A lot of guys stayed. What was the ultimate decision that kept you in Memphis?
Well, for me, Memphis is home, and for myself and my family, all the relationships that we have there, these people have stuck with me through it all, and it's a great place to play basketball. The fans are great, and I'm in a dream situation, and I couldn't leave that. So the teammates that I have there, the guys I've grown up with, and the coaching staff, the organization as a whole, we're all in it together, and we want to win a championship, and I'd love to bring one to Memphis.
How deep was the thought to leave? Was it ever contemplated?
I don't think it was ever seriously contemplated. I think it was more so, Memphis was always going to be, in the driver's seat, and any other team that was interested, I was going to listen to and see if there was maybe something that would sway me away, and that was kind of the case.
Well, your job got a little easier now. One of the additions here, you break somebody off the dribble, you get into the paint, you kick it outside to Chandler Parsons. He's pretty money from the outside. He's a good player all around, but he could shoot, as we know. This was a surprise destination for me for Chandler Parsons, although I think it's a very good one. Gasol's healthy now. You're back healthy after last year's Achilles issue. I mean, what's the overall direction? Because I thought, Mike, there was a chance that the Grizz might actually tear it down, strip it down, and rebuild. That it seems like you guys have done the opposite.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of the opinions out there that the Grizzlies were on the way down, and I think you can tell as evidence of the last few weeks that the Grizzlies are far from that. They're trying to still make the right moves in order to win a championship, and adding Chandler Parsons was huge. Having a guy that not only can score on the outside, but facilitate and make plays for everybody. That's something that I don't think we've had in that wing position since I've been there. That kind of playmaking ability. So it'll be very exciting to have him, and with the new coach Fizdale and his staff, and hopefully some changes here and there, and we'll be good.
It's interesting. The NBA season just ended less than a month ago, but people are already prognosticating about next season and who's going to be in the championship or playoffs and things of that nature. And we won't get into that. You still got too much film study to do to figure out how to beat the Warriors in the Western Conference.
I don't even know if film study is going to help.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. But my question for you about this Grizzlies team is what are you most excited about? I mean, obviously you're making a ton of money next year, or really for the rest of your career. But what makes you excited to come to work, to work hard, to try to win and talk about what we're talking about, winning championships?
Well, I think the most exciting part is the culture that Coach Fizdale is bringing. From Miami, coaching under Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley and those guys, and bringing the culture, championship culture, to Memphis. And from talking to him and talking to the staff, it's very exciting. The things that they're wanting to do, the things they're going to implement offensively, more spacing and up tempo and things like that I haven't been a part of yet since I've been in the league. So that's going to be very exciting for me, and I know my teammates.
We're talking to Mike Conley of the Grizz. Mike, years ago, I guess it was 06, whatever it was, I was playing a pickup game. I ruptured my Achilles, okay, which, as Tiki knows, as a former player in the NFL and you in the NBA, it's basically a death sentence for a weekend warrior. You're shot. You didn't rupture your Achilles, thank God. But I know you've battled some Achilles issues. And to me, you have to learn how to trust the tendon again and the functionality of it. Are you going full bore? Like, is that in the back of your mind at all? Because I know a lot of athletes. I'm not certainly not trying to jinx you, man, but I know
Yeah.
that the Achilles, boy, that's the death blow to a speed guy.
Yeah, it was definitely scary going through it during the season, continually trying to play on it and just ultimately making it worse. And thankfully I did the right decision and shut down because now my Achilles is healed and it's doing great. And
Nice.
right now just trying to continue not only strengthening and conditioning and doing basketball stuff, but just doing some stuff to rehab wise and to hopefully not have anything else occur down the road with any injuries.
Now, a lot of people, every time we have Mike on, I always talk about his dad, Mike Sr., who was a triple jumper. And about the time he won the Olympics in 1992, I was triple jumping in high school. I went 40. You can tell him I went 49-11, but
That was his dad's number?
That was as far as I.
What was his dad's number, do you know?
I mean, he jumped out 57 or something like that. I mean,
waxed
he was
you,
way out
sucker.
there. But I mean, obviously, your father was a professional athlete on a high level, Olympian, and a great champion. What was your conversation like with him when you signed on the dotted line, 5 years, $153 million?
Oh man, it was a lot of silence at first. We were just kind of staring at each other like, all right, this is happening, kind of deal. And really, he's always been there. He's always been a guy that has been a great mentor. All the decisions I've made leading up until this point, all the preparation and hard work that goes into it each day comes from him. I watched him do it as a professional athlete, and when I was a child, just seeing the way he prepared and took care of his body and those things like that. So for me, all that stuff has really helped me get here.
You know what I wanted to ask you, and I don't think I threw this by you last time we had you on, because I probably would remember this. You still chat with Greg Oden or no? You guys still tight?
Oh yeah, Greg. I see him every day. We hang out a lot. He lives in Columbus, Ohio, up here, about 15 minutes from me. So we're around each other all the time, working out together, and he's doing well.
Is he still trying to play?
That's the question you have to ask him.
I hear you.
He looks good. I mean, he looks good in my opinion, but hopefully he does get opportunity and gets back out there.
Yeah. You mentioned before that you're a fan of the NBA, so I'll ask you this. I was talking to Mike Conley of the Grizz. Obviously, you weren't wearing a Cavalier shirt, nor do you have LeBron posters on your wall, but were you kind of hoping that LeBron would punch through for the city of Cleveland? It's been 50-plus years since they won anything. Were you kind of rooting for LeBron to get it done?
Oh, for sure, man. Being that I live in Ohio and have so many ties to Ohio, I really wanted to see not only LeBron, but just the guys there do it for Cleveland. I think Cleveland really went through a lot, especially as a sports town, and being part of Ohio, you feel some type of way towards it. So it was exciting to see that they got that parade and they walk with their head held high.
Well, hopefully, Mike, you can